Strength and power are not the same thing. We need both in order to age well, and we lose both as we age. But the one that matters more fades faster. What can we do? I'll explain. Hi, Rich Reese here for Club Caleb. Let's get the techie stuff out of the way first. Strength and power are not the same thing. When talking about physical fitness, strength is defined as the maximum weight a person can use to do one repetition of an exercise while observing good form. Power in any context is defined as work divided by time, and work equals force times distance. Use 1 Newton of force to move a load 1 meter in the direction of the force, and you have 1 Newton meter of work. If you divide that by 1 second, you have 1 Newton meter per second, which is 1 joule and 1 watt. Okay, enough of that. How does this apply to our fitness? Our peak strength and power occurs sometime in our 20s. By the time we're in our 30s, they begin to fade. The average lifetime loss of strength is about 3 to 5% per decade after age 30. But that's an average. What actually happens is the decline of strength is relatively slow at the outset and accelerates as we age. By the time we're age 75, plus or minus 5 years, the fall off is extremely rapid. Lots of factors underlie this loss of power and strength, but the thing that matters most is the loss of muscle tissue known as sarcopenia. Initially, the loss of strength and power occurred roughly the same rate, but around age 50, the loss of power accelerates quite quickly and it drops off much faster than the loss of strength. Strength is important throughout our lives, no less so as we get older. In order to maintain our independence, we have to be able to do everyday tasks without assistance. Things like taking groceries into the kitchen from the car, or getting clothes out of the washer and putting them in the dryer, taking the trash and recycling out to the curb on pickup day. But while laundry and groceries and trash may be a weekly occurrence requiring strength, the things we do that require power are things we do all day long, every day. Remember that power is the force required to move a given mass a given distance in a given time. As we get older, a lot of times what we're moving is simply our mass, our torsos, our limbs. We're well aware of our own performance, and we're well aware of our own loss of performance. As we get older and lose power, we begin to second guess our ability to do everyday tasks. This awareness and the resulting hesitancy contribute heavily to the fear of falling that afflicts so many older persons. Our loss of power also contributes to our inability to respond to perturbations, which can be defined as deviations of a system, moving object, or process from its regular or normal state or path caused by an outside influence. Examples of perturbations: that bag of groceries or the sack of trash tears open, dumping its load. In response to our tugging, slacks that had been wrapped around the washer's agitator suddenly let go while we're still tugging. We get bumped in a crowd, we slip on a slick spot. Because of our power loss, we have trouble responding to these perturbations quickly enough to recover. When bumped in a crowd, someone in their 20s simply sways. They rely on core strength, balance, and response time to recover. Someone in their 50s will take a step or two in the direction of the bump, of the force, in order to recover. Someone in their 70s has no mechanism for recovery and they fall to the ground. We can't stop the loss of power, but we can slow it down. Rather than working on strength as we get older, we need to be working on power. We need to be observing the time component of our training. Here's an example from my life. I used to lift solely to build muscle mass. I'd lift to failure, and on my third set that might only be 3 reps with heavy weights. Now I lift much less weight, but I try to do more reps in a given period of time. Instead of doing a few concentration curls with no time limit using 60 pounds, I'll try to do 20 concentration curls with 25 pounds in 30 seconds. I also have cadence display on all of my bicycles, so I'm mindful of my leg speed, of my pedaling RPM. I try to maintain a cadence on all my rides around 80 RPM. Strength training programs for older adults have been shown to be effective, remarkably so. But while strength training yields gains in strength, it offers very little gain in power. Power training, on the other hand, increases both strength and power, and in fact at least one study has shown that power training increases strength more than strength training does. So here's the summary. Our bodies are changing, and our training has to change to keep up with them. To To keep power loss from becoming a limiting factor in our lives, we need to train specifically for power. We need to be mindful of speed and reps per minute, whether that's how fast we're doing bench presses in the gym or how quickly we climb the stairs at home. And remember, I'm not a trainer or a medical professional. I have no idea what you can or are capable or should be doing. All I'm doing is sharing what my research has revealed and insights from what I'm doing. If all this seems appealing, click the like button below. And if you subscribe, click the little bell so that you're notified when new videos go up. Our Patreon supporters will get links to relevant studies and my 3 tips for maintaining power while performing everyday activities. That's it for this video. I'm Rich Reese. Thanks for joining me today.